Hi, my name is Michael.G, and I have another video for you today, and we hope you like our videos and share them with other people, and subscribe, like, and also, if so inclined, visit our Patreon page. And what our videos are going into is really to help someone get out of whatever situation that they're in. And a lot of times, these situations you find yourself in have to do with how you were brought up from before birth to about 7 years old. These are various stages of development, and if certain needs aren't met by the child, the baby, things happen. And a character defense is in place of really the true person. Now, how prevalent is this? Let's just say almost everybody on earth builds a character defense to protect themselves from something that happened when they were a child into being an adult. These character defenses end up restraining you or causing a lot of grief in your life, a lot of darkness in your life, trouble. They attract trouble in your life. And one of the ones that cause a lot of trouble is narcissists, psychopaths, and I think one of the more dangerous ones are the covert narcissist. Because a covert narcissist is the person that does not overtly get attention. However, what the covert narcissist does is they have a plan, and that's even more dangerous. If you look at someone that's a regular narcissist, you could see that they're like seeking the attention, and the attention is the paramount. The covert narcissist can't be that person because they're missing or lacking something. So a covert narcissist is a wannabe narcissist, and they can become full-blown narcissists as well once they attain what they're trying to take from you. Okay, so a covert narcissist is a cunning enabler. The enabler is someone that gives you the enabler that we discussed before were usually in a relationship like this, because these are the ones that are, violence. A lot of violence happens in these relationships, and this person does not see what they're causing, but they're still causing a lot of damage and trauma to themselves, but they don't really get it because their head wasn't formed. The difference is this person will hook up for the narcissist, and they have a love, but it's not really love. It's a sense of love that they have, which is giving the will so that they can grab the narcissist and bring their head onto them. So a picture's kind of worth 1,000 words. So here's a perfect example of what I said before. This is the blinded enabler. The narcissist's body is down here. He's trying to escape his body. He's got this massive head structure. And this person's smiling. And what happens is the blind enabler tries to take the narcissist and put them on their head. That's why they have this big relationship going. This narcissist really doesn't like this enabler. This narcissist or psychopath would rather have a more refined enabler. This is on the socioeconomic scale. This enabler doesn't really have it all together. Okay, this enabler might do everything for you, but they might not be the most attractive. And I'm saying it like it is, because a lot of the things that happen with narcissism and covert narcissism has to do with money and resources. So this person doesn't have the resources. However, the narcissist is still getting something out of you. So they can have a hatred towards this person because they're still getting something out of them, and this person sees them as God, because remember, their field of view, this is their field of view, so to them this looks like God. Now, here's the picture. Same narcissist, Okay, same narcissist. Okay. Now, this person kind of looks good. The head is out. However, what this person does, they hold on also, but they do something else. Because when they see this narcissist, this is what they see. So I'm drawing money here because this narcissist now has big eyes. They see that money. This person doesn't look like this person. This person would have a more pure entanglement or want. However, remember, this is still the other side of the evil. Once they start saying no when they mean yes, they're still in the evil. This person will easily say yes. No problem. This person calculates to say yes. This person just does it for different purposes. This person says yes, is holding on to the narcissist, and is literally like shaking the tree so that the money falls, and they have a sack underneath collecting all the money that fell from the narcissist. Okay? This could be a famous actor. This is an A actor. This is a C actor. Okay? You see, this person is just not to that level. When they grab the loot, remember the money with all the loot, they'll sever the relationship. This is a calculated relationship. They know exactly what they're doing. And this is to take resources. This relationship is to take resources. Not exactly sex or something like that. Sex too could be sex, but this is a more long-term plan. These people can plan 10 years in advance. These people sometimes they plan this and they get into a relationship with someone and they could look like the perfect wife. They look good, they're smart. However, being that this kind of relationship is still a lie and you're still feeding lies, it's still built and founded on darkness. This person might wisen up. And when they wisen up, they'll cut the relationship after 10 years. Okay? And now this person is telling everyone and their mother, oh, I'm a victim. He destroyed me. I gave him so much love. And all the outlookers will justify this relationship. This is another situation where they're playing the victim again. They're playing the victim. And they play the victim to garnish sympathy now, to justify the behavior. Because remember, this is a lie. They know what they were doing. This is like a prostitution. This is like prostitution. It could be male, female. It could be female, male. Doesn't really matter. But the bottom line is, when you get into the higher end of the socioeconomic scale, and you get A+ actors, you're not going to get this type of enablers. But I can give you an example of one that is really, really interesting. Is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can consider like, a good narcissist. And he was married to Maria Shriver. And while he was married to Maria Shriver, he was having another relationship, a covert relationship with the nanny, or whatever her name was. And they even had a kid together. Now you see, that's a pretty big plan. That's a big plan. Now that woman is not this woman. Let's say, if this was a woman. It's not this person. Because she knew exactly what she was doing. She was getting something from Arnold Schwarzenegger over the years. It was a plan. Yeah. It was a plan. If you have a lot of money, whether you're male or female, the person that you're going to be with most likely is going to be a covert narcissist. If you have money and they have money, that might be different. But if you have power, money, prestige, you have it together. you're going to want to fulfill the narcissistic part of it, that you're going to want to have, let's say, a beautiful woman or a good-looking guy or whatever. That woman is going to come and she's going to know exactly what she's doing. That's why when guys go out to nightclubs and bars, sometimes they dress up like they're successful, or they go and they start bragging to the woman that they got a lot of money. Well, that's what they're doing now is they're saying money is the bait for the hook. They're saying money is the bait for the hook. Well, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a Jaws, and they're going to come and get that money. You're using the money as the bait, you're going to lose that money, because these people will do anything. They will totally reimagine themselves to mold it around you, and there is no love there. It's all control. This is control. It's a very ugly situation. Very ugly situation. The beautiful part about this is a lot of times, these narcissists might figure it out and pull the rug out from under them. Or if they don't pull the rug out, their behavior gets worse and worse and worse. And actually, I'm for this guy now. Because the covert narcissist is really, it's like a grimy, it's pretty grimy. I mean, you know what you're doing. This is totally a planned situation, and it doesn't always have to be what's happening in somebody's life in a relationship. Grimy sales creates this type of thing. When you're in sales, this guy's the bag of money. And this person will say anything to grab the money. So a lot of covert narcissism is in sales. In my business, there's sales all the time, but when I'm looking at the customer, I'm looking at what the customer needs and wants. Sometimes their want is great. Sometimes their want is warped. So I bring them what they need. And do I sell it to them? Absolutely. But I do not oversell. I don't oversell. I don't sell them something they can't afford, and I don't sell them something that they really don't need. Because that now is covert narcissism in play. Now you got to live with yourself. At the end of the day, whatever you're doing, you got to live with yourself. If you're going to tell a lie to this person to grab the bag of money, there's going to be a repercussion to that. There's going to be repercussion to that. These are really hard people to spot, and why is like the narcissist, they do want glory, but like I had said earlier, with the actors, the narcissists we know they have to be like above in the clouds. This is where the narcissist. The covert narcissist just can't separate. Like they want to. All they do is they want to get there. So that's what they're doing when they hook up to you. They know what they're doing. I said this example before with Donald Trump and Melania Trump. Donald Trump is a good grade A narcissist with rigidity, some psychopath. But Melania Trump is getting so much more than she expected. Because in hooking up with him and saying yes when she means no, you could see it in the pictures when she's not in a photo op. When she's walking with Donald, when she's doing other things, the way she swipes his hand away. This is, she's at that point where, the burden of keeping this lie gets greater and greater. And that's what happens to the covert narcissist too. They have a big burden on the lie. This entire MGTOW, I spoke about MGTOW. MGTOW, you could say, was created by covert narcissists. The women that went for these guys, that went after their resources, and it doesn't mean that the women have to be the most attractive women either. But the women that that go with these guys really didn't have enough money to afford a lot of the covert narcissist women they got hooked up to. And what those women did is they just squeezed them until the guy popped, and now they're off women. They hate women. They've become a new narcissist. These guys in the MGTOW. The problem is that now that all the heads are together and they got no stem, you can't even grab onto them. So when the MGTOW guy shoots up, he leaves like an apple left. The head is gone, and there's just an apple left for the torso, and they just kind of square off the women. But what they didn't realize is that they were giving the will in place of love, and this covert narcissist with them would take their resources away. At the end of the day, any relationship where somehow the money's getting skewed is like a good indicator that you're with a covert narcissist. In business, you're with a covert narcissist if you have invoice outstanding and your customer is your friend, sort of. They get together with you, but maybe they don't bring you to the family socials that they have. That's a good indicator. That happened to me. That happened to me not too long ago. And I was actually really hurt by that. The person was a contractor, and we had a friendship because I was doing a lot of jobs for them. But somehow the money wasn't getting straightened out. It was just kind of had a lot of gray, fishy areas, and they kept that confusion going because that's where they can keep kicking it down the road. They were kicking it down the road. And then one day, it was the covert narcissist got into a situation where he couldn't take any more from his customer. So he was taking a lot of money from the customer, not delivering. The job was going slow. And after years, the customer finally started severing the relationship. Now his money was gone. And then what he did was he kind of changed the scenario where I would deal directly with the customer now, whereas he was supposed to deal with the customer. He was supposed to be the one taking care of that. And then what ended up happening is, at that point, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're supposed to do this. I go, what'd you do with the money? You have to confront these people, and you got to get away from them. But I got to tell you this: if you have resources, if you have a lot of money, you have fame, you have power, you're going to be attracting the covert narcissist. They're looking at you. These people are looking for you. It's not a mistake that you see a lot of unattractive guys with very beautiful women, and there's really no reason for that if you think about it. The guy's a boorish idiot, but you still see those people together. Why? Because she'll say yes for the money. And I say this more for women because, remember, if it's an unseen energy, it's more of the head is not developed. This works the other way around too. The one I was telling you about was the guy was a man. I'm a man. And the covert narcissist was to gain my resources to do his jobs, and he wasn't fully paying. So resources is the acquisition of resources is a big deal for these people. And what they'll do is they will kind of downplay themselves, like and they kind of almost make you feel sorry for them that that they downplay themselves, and then you try and build them up and whatever. But this is all part of the plan. This is all part of the scheme to separate you from your resources. And I tell you, the entire MGTOW group of people was built on these women. These women just took them to the cleaners. And because the MGTOW men weren't really confident in themselves, and they didn't, what they did, they're attracting those women because of the baggage that they had. Like, they could have been the masochist male, or in their terms, they could have been the guy that would provide the money for the family, but the guy didn't really stand out, like wasn't special. So when he would hook up with one of these women of his desires, they were on the outside more special than him, so they would do things for them. they would do things that facilitate things to make it easier, and then their eyes, they can't see what's being done wrong. Usually in a relationship like this, the narcissist is getting, again, praise, but that praise is a lie, and you are keeping the narcissist fed with lies all the time. Okay, the difference between, again, this person and that person is that this person's not doing it for the money. The calculating enabler is straight up doing it for the money. And you really might think that they have it together, but it's not really fully together. Like they'll have the house, the covert narcissist will use a fake success to try and bag someone with success. Okay, so they might be the person with the car that's not the newest, but wants to run with the people with the newest cars. Okay, their house, they might have a big renovated house, but they can't afford that house. The covert narcissist is living above their means as well. They need resources. They can't get the glory that they want, so they have to suck on somebody else's glory to get it. You know, it's a. I'm going to give more examples of this. I had given one about Robin Givens, and it was just magnificent. I mean, her name. I mean, think about it. Phonetically, Robin sounds like robbing, and her last name is Givens. Oh my goodness, you're giving to rob. That is the perfect example. There's another example. Her name was Elizabeth Petrakis. She had a prenup with a guy who was worth like $20-30 million. He gave her the prenup 3 months before the marriage, and she signed it 4 days before the marriage. And then she made it an issue about how the money was going to work out in the with the $25,000 that she was supposed to get per year that they're together. However, he made an oral promise that after they have kids, they'll rip it up. He never ripped it up. So this is like covert narcissist against narcissist, because remember, the narcissist can use, the covert narcissist will use lies to bring the person in. But in this case, she was really the covert narcissist. She actually has a video of her not speaking and holding cards, and the cards say that she's the victim, and you probably heard about this about 7 years ago, and she had her prenup overturned because she kept on playing the victim card so much that the lawyer helped her probably for free. After she got the money, she started something called divorce prep, where she can help other people get out of prenups. And the whole thing now is that now, because she was able to take from Peter, her past husband, now she got the resources, okay, and she now became the narcissist. And then she wants to have people hire her, so she gets all this attention now. So this is the narcissist has the attention, and or at least the successful narcissist. Remember, the unsuccessful narcissist is a psychopath. Okay, the covert narcissist is going to use anything they can to separate you from your money or your resources. And once they do, then they made it into the promised land. They made it into the promised land. By the way, her website now is defunct, because you stole the guy's money. Another covert narcissist would be someone that is together with someone that's got money. He pays for all the school, the education, and then they dump the narcissist after the education is paid for and everything. So it's a prostitution. Covert narcissism is prostituting the body. We don't have much more time, but let's look at this thing now. When we're going through the time before birth to 7 years of age, what happens is, at different stages you have different things going on. In the mirroring stage, if someone is over mirrored, it starts the path of narcissism. If they're not over mirrored and they made it to this past this stage, so they got a decent amount of no, but they weren't like compressed, and then they got a decent amount of with a creativity, they pass this stage, then they get to the frozen stage. And why is it important that they get really made here is the covert narcissist has some of the narcissism that would happen in the, when you're supposed to connect with the creativity, but they're still frozen and they're not able to do it themselves. And that's the thing. They can't do it themselves. And that's why they're here and not here. This person doesn't have a no. This person has a no. This person can say no all day long. And once they get the money, they'll know how to say no. The thing is, they merchandise yes. That's the point. So they have to be able to have the cognitive ability and plan. And that's where the rigidity comes in. The rigid character defense, these people are able to do that. They can plan long-term in advance. And we're talking about years. Years. But believe it or not, these people get their day too, because the narcissist would even wake up and dump them. So if the narcissist dumps somebody after 5-10 years, don't ever think that it's only because the narcissist was a bad person. This person could have been manufacturing the relationship just to garnish income, fame, glory. What about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? There's got to be something there, Johnny Depp was an A+ actor. Amber Heard wasn't, and and he had the drugs or whatever. But this happens. This is where the person is feeding you, and they're calculated, and that's how they get you, because they're feeding you that lie, and they know they're lying. These people are better because they're blind. They don't know any better. They're doing this because they didn't form the head properly. You help them form the head, it'll be better for them. But the covert narcissist is a narcissist in training. It's a narcissist that is not successful yet. Once they become successful, they're going to be no longer the victim, and they're going to hunt. Yeah, and that's really where these people are at. These people are, they got a plan. They got a plan, and they will use themselves to get the plan. It's prostitution. Long-term prostitution, you can call it. Long-term prostitution. And hope you enjoyed this video. I have more to say. I'm going to give up more examples, and maybe I'll include some videos to some other people, and you could see how it plays out on TV, in movies and shows, and how people interact, and then you'll see how they really are, to get a better example, because this is a tough one. These are hard people.